Today, we're gonna be speedrunning. I want to see how fast I can pay off my first debt in Animal Crossing New Horizons. As most of you know, your first debt can be paid in miles, 5,000 to be exact. Our goal is to proceed through the introduction phase of the game and collect those 5,000 miles as fast as humanly possible. The absolute fastest time somebody has done this is 12 minutes and 46 seconds, done by EG573. I'm not looking to break that yet. I want to use the strategies from that video to see how fast I can complete a run after only learning the routing today. Here we go. There's some prep work that needs to be done before we begin. All the stuff that I'm changing isn't necessarily required, but if you want to get the fastest time possible, then I would recommend them. The first thing that we do is start on a fresh save file. If you're too attached to your island and don't have another Switch to play on, then unfortunately, this isn't something that you can do without resetting. By rule, all runs must be done on newly generated islands. It's unfortunate that as a result, the barrier of entry to speedrunning this game is high, as you have to sacrifice your island's save data. Regardless, with that done, the next step is to change the Switch's language to traditional Chinese. This might seem weird, but it actually makes a lot of sense. This is the language that allows for the fastest text scrolling in dialogue cutscenes, which is about 50% of this run. So this step is critical in getting a good time. You don't have to know how to read traditional Chinese, you just need to know how to maneuver the Switch settings and the dialogue options, which will come with you as you practice. The final preparation that you need to make is to change the time and the date of your Switch to January 1st at 4:50 a.m. You can make it a little bit later than 4:50, such as 4:51 or 52. But I find that this is a good starting point. The reason for this is because days roll over in Animal Crossing at 5 a.m., a detail that you'll see the significance of later. And the reason we're choosing January 1st is because we're going to set our character's birthday as that date for some extra critical Nook Miles. And that's all the prep work done. Let's start our first run. I'll use my first run as a way of guiding you through the steps that you need to take to get through your first debt as fast as possible. Of course, since most of this run is dialogue, we're basically just going to button spam and choose the options that help us get through the tutorial the quickest. Hello, yes, my name is 1. My birthday, well, of course, that would also be 1/1. Remember, that's also the date that we set our Switch to. So now we have to customize our character and, yep, no, that's a spitting image of me right there. You nailed it, game. Next, they're gonna ask me what continent I'm playing on, and I assume that says Asia. I'm not really sure, but since I have the language as Chinese, I have to assume that's what that is, and we also want our save file to be in the Northern Hemisphere, although now that I think about it, it probably doesn't matter. And this is just a completely arbitrary question that they ask you on, like, what you'd want to take to a deserted island. I don't know what option that is that I just chose, but sure, that one. With that interrogation out of the way, we're now on the plane to our very, very, very temporary island. Don't get too attached to it, because this island will have served its purpose in about 15 minutes. Not horrible starting villagers, Muffy and Iggly. Could be better, could be worse. Now it's just a beeline to the plaza, which is why you choose resident services so close to the airport.
Move, rat! Get out of the way!
We are introduced to Tom Nook, who only exists to tell us to grab our tent plot from Tommy. Hand it over, rat. Of course, we'll try to minimize the distance between our tent and the plaza, so throwing it down right here should be good. And now, with that done, we need to find our 2 starting villagers and talk to them about their house locations. Finding them as quickly as possible is a critical time save if you're going for a really good run. Yeah, Iggly, this spot's good. I'm surprised Muffy didn't put her tent in, like, a Hot Topic or something like that. Okay, so the plots are now down, the time of day has suddenly shifted to evening, and now Tom Nook wants assistance. He's tasked us with picking up 10 sticks, so let's do that as quickly as possible, and also pick up 6 fruits as well, because he's gonna ask for those later.
In record time, baby, you won't see sticks and fruit faster than that.
So, after more dialogue, we now have to name the island. Being the narcissist that I am, I'm going to name it 1 after myself, and also because it's the fastest. The villagers, being the sheep that they are, of course are on board with it. And that's it for the tutorial. We need to pick up our sleeping cot and go straight to bed. Tomorrow is when the real strategy happens. Here's KK, not so subtly trying to get me to purchase Nintendo Online. Good morning, Thomas. Thank you for the Nook phone. So here he tells us that our original 49,800 bell loan has been reduced to just 5,000 Nook Miles. So as soon as this dialogue ends, we're gonna start earning as many miles as we can, as fast as we can. But first, since the time has elapsed at 5 a.m., we now get the morning cutscene where Tom broadcasts the announcement for today. One of these announcements is that it's my birthday, so happy birthday to me. The real importance to that, though, is that it's 2,000 free Nook Miles, which is 40% of our first debt, so that's pretty important. So that's why you change the time of the day to just before 5 a.m. Okay, announcements are done, and the first thing we gotta do is check the mailbox. Why? Because since I have Animal Crossing New Horizons Joy-Cons, I get a free ACNH Switch in the mail, and that will be useful for selling and expediting the process of getting miles. Alright, so I'm gonna pause here real quick. You're probably thinking, well, I don't have ACNH Joy-Con, so can I not do the speedrun? You can, but you're at a disadvantage because you wouldn't have the jump start that I would have by getting the ACNH Switch in the mail. You can, however, trick your Switch into thinking that you have the ACNH Joy-Cons using a tool called Joy-Con Toolkit. Link to that in the explanation of what you have to do is in the description below. So basically, it's possible to get ACNH Joy-Cons without actually having them, thus putting you on an even playing field as your fellow speedrunners. Alright, back to it then. So there's 3 things that we can do quickly in our Nook phone to earn some miles. We can take a picture for 300 miles. Cheese. We can edit a custom design for 500 miles.
Masterpiece.
And we can edit our comment on our passport for another 300 miles. We'll quickly run over to the bulletin board here and write a quick comment, and that's another 300 miles for us. Now we're inside, and Tom Nook is going to try to sell me on his DIY class, which I have absolutely no interest in. Instead, I'm here for you, you little rat. So we're gonna sell our ACNH Switch that we got sent in the mail, and we're gonna use the money that we get from that to buy 10 saplings. Both selling and buying during this process will get us another 900 miles that we need. We should be close to 5,000 now. We just need to pull out our phone 10 times for the Nook Phone Life Mile reward. This is me when I look at my phone to check the time and I get distracted by a notification and then I put it away without looking at the time and I'm like, oh, I forgot to look at the time. All that's left now is redeeming all the rewards that we've completed. And the third option here should be the option to pay off my loan. And we're done. The timer stops as soon as you're out of the dialogue screen, and our first run nets us a time of 14 minutes and 50.99 seconds. This being my first run means that it wasn't anywhere close to perfect by my standards. I was really slow in trying to pick up the 10 sticks and finding where the villagers wanted to place their plots, plus some other minor time losses here and there. I can definitely clean it up. So I'm gonna try to do that. So this is a couple attempts after my first one. My first attempt was a 1450. My second one, I got it down to 1405. My third one, I got it down to 1353. And now, this is my fourth attempt, and I pretty much have the fundamentals down at this point. Now all it is trying to iron out mistakes, finding my villagers quickly when they're choosing their plots, get sticks and fruits quickly, and do the Nook Miles rewards in the fastest manner possible. Outside of that, this speedrun is just pretty much button spamming. Charlize and Tybalt, well, they can't all be winners, can they? Hello, Charlize. Yep, no, this spot is fine. No, we really don't need to visualize it. Hurry up, doing a speed run here. All right, sticks and fruits, sticks and fruits, sticks. That's all I need is sticks and fruits, baby. You want to avoid shaking trees for sticks and try to find as many on the ground as possible, so I'm hoping that there's enough laying around here for me to do that. All right, that's 10 sticks. We're making pretty good time so far. After much consideration, I think that I will call this island 1. Doubt that's ever been done before. Night, night. Ah, it's my sleep paralysis demon. Cheese.
Masterpiece.
1. Sell this. Buy these. Check my phone. Put it away. Check my phone. Put it away. Check my phone. Put it away. Check my phone. Put it away.
All right, Tom, what's our time? What's the time? Ooh.
13 minutes, 43.42 seconds. That would put me 8th place overall, just a second behind Princeton here, dang guy. And I think that's probably the best that I can do for now. I might try again in the future, but I encourage all of you to try to beat me. Of course, if you have an attachment to your island and you don't have another Switch to play on, then don't go resetting your islands just to beat me, but if you're willing to give it a try, let me know what time you get. If you want to see the full 13-minute, 43-second run, I uploaded the full thing as an unlisted video in the description down below. I'm going to submit it to speedrun.com, and you can try your hand against me and others on the leaderboard. This video isn't a full guide on how to do the run, it's mostly just for entertainment's sake. I used the current world record holder's run just to learn how to do it, and the link to that will be below as well. Thank you for watching, and join me on Twitch at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/Dagnel. I'm live 6 days a week with Animal Crossing and other Nintendo content as well. Until next time though, thank you for watching, and leave some more challenge video ideas in the comments section down below.